Well, hello, hello, hello. It's Vegas Paulie C, and I'm so excited to do this particular vlog, and I have so many emotions and so many thoughts, and there's so much going on inside of my head that, I'm sure that it won't come out. It won't come out good because, I'm pretty messed up with joy and gratitude and happiness and shock and I'd love to say humility, but, I'd probably be humble faking because it's way more excitement and gratitude. I don't know. Did I say humility? I mean, there are those feelings there, but I guess, gratitude really is just overwhelming me. I went to the restaurant yesterday and, it's opening day. I think the life lessons and I think the business lessons are probably the most important part of all of this for me. Because you can always, it reminds me of that movie Wall Street, where his father is lecturing him, and Charlie Sheen says to his father, well, first you have to be successful and then you can be a pillar of the community and do good things. It reminds me of that movie in that, further on down the line, there's just a lot of good that could be done here. With the kind of money that's coming in from this. I mean, we did unbelievable yesterday. I mean, I just, not a penny of advertising. That's what I lead with, because for me that becomes, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, and I'm not going to be that guy. But that I told you so is dancing around in my head, like dancing, because of what's been going on over the last couple of months with social media in my life and the conversations I've had with dozens of people. And we did not do 5 cents of advertising. It was all social media. Baby Khaled was there the entire day. He doesn't even work for us. He's just a friend of the show. He was on the live. I mean, I barely went live yesterday because the whole thing was exhausting me. I'm on the weak side. I came home last night at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I hit the bed. I did not serve a single customer. I did not clean a single thing. And I still was the most wiped out I've ever been in my entire life. I just sat there the whole day and greeted people. We went and got Sa, who's that amazing 24-year-old kid who I met at the very beginning of the show, who I did the bicycle ride with. And they have this saying that the only handicap is a bad attitude. That's the only handicap. And what's funny about that saying is that I'm guilty of it. Maybe I have a bad attitude 20-30% of the time. So I know that that's true. I still do it because I'm a flawed human. I'm a broken toy. But people like Jose the Taco guy, he's got it. It's a little easier to do that today. People like him, people like Baby Khaled, who just, put in 12 hours on the live. People like Sa, who I went and I tracked down, and he came down, and he was just the warmest, most... Listen, it sounds like bullshit. I know it sounds like bullshit. Because as I'm saying it, it sounds like bullshit. But this kid Sa, who does the pedicab ride over at Allegiant Stadium, and I tried to get his number up on the live yesterday, and we got his Instagram grown a little bit. He's just a beautiful person. I don't know any other way to put it. You meet people. I met so many people yesterday who make me look like an asshole, really, make me look like a schmuck. And that's okay. It's okay to meet people who, and in fact, it's better to meet people who are far superior in so many ways. So what was interesting about yesterday was so many people came in, and I don't think 10% of them were related to me. I don't think 10% of them were related to me. In fact, it probably was 6 or 7%. Like out of the hundreds of people that came in, maybe 10 total were related to me. Sebastian came down from the Win. There they are. Okay? So there I am in my taco shop in, what everybody's telling me is a challenged neighborhood, and the neighborhood is this, and no. The neighborhood is the biggest opportunity I've ever seen in my entire life. It's right on the corner of Lamb and Washington. There's nothing there for people to do. There's no places for people to really eat where there's a sense of community and a sense of family. There's nobody doing it over there. There's no great attitudes over there. There's no love over there. That's the biggest fertile void in the history of civilization right there on the corner of Washington and Lamb. And I'm serious when I say this. It was one family after another that came into that restaurant yesterday. It wasn't gamblers from Vegas Police Show. It wasn't industry people from the casinos, except for Sebastian from the Wynn. Shout out to Sebastian. So Wynn Nightlife, a guy from Wynn Nightlife came down. I know that I read my chat comments. I try not to read them too much because the hate really hurts me. And everybody thinks I'm either paid by the Wynn or something. But did a single casino in Las Vegas send a person beside? I'm not saying Wynn Nightlife sent this guy. I'm not saying the Wynn sent him. But the point is that the Wynn has so many people like this that out of all the people at the Wynn who know about me for whatever damn reason, Sebastian from Wynn Nightlife came down. And I met with him. And I said, Sebastian, I'll do whatever I can, for you, and you're doing whatever you can for me, and we'll have one of those relationships, No money back and forth. I don't want to owe Sebastian $100. Sebastian doesn't want to owe me $100. And that's the organic thing that I'm trying to get out there. And, this conversation now goes in a whole nother direction. I'm not going to let it go in that direction. And you guys know the direction it goes in. But I'm not going to let it go in that direction. So, of the supporters that came down there that know Vegas, Paulie C, they were wonderful. There weren't that many of them. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh my God, all my people came down. I'm such an unbelievable guy. How, feed me, Seymour. I'm not going to tell you that. It was 95% local families with their kids, getting the tacos. To me, the quesadilla. To me, the quesadilla is the best thing there. Although I've only had, 3 out of the 4 things. I don't know anything about a restaurant. I tried to fix Trompo. I said to Jose the Taco, I said, how do you spell Trompo? And I fixed it in my post, and I still put Trobo or Tropo. It's embarrassing. But the reality is that, the attitude and the love, there's no other word, that went on there yesterday of the people that came in, that heartfelt handshakes where you would shake someone's hand and it wouldn't be like, hey, how are you? It would be like a connection that you felt, you felt it. People held on to you for a minute and looked you right in the eye and there was gratitude. Listen, if my chemicals were right this morning, I probably could cry. I probably could. But for whatever reason, I'm going more in the aggressive direction with my thought process because I'm drinking coffee and because there's money involved, And I guess the money is making me we got to be aggressive. We have to build this corporation. We have to, take over this and take over that. But I think you're going to see, and you guys can hold me accountable to this, I think you're going to see that, we're going to do a lot of good. El Rey de los Tacos already is, hiring a lot of his family. All of his family is there. There's nothing like family in a family restaurant situation because everybody's putting in the love. There's no hate. There's no spite. There's no, oh, I did this, you do that. Oh, I did. It looked like a family cooking for other families. Looked like. That's what it was. It was a family. It was El Rey de los Tacos, his entire family cooking for all the families on that corner. That's supposedly such a bad corner. It's such a bad area. Oh, you're going to get killed over there. Oh, Vegas Police, if you go over there. No. And now that reminds me of when I was a kid and I worked in East New York and the South Bronx and in Harlem and, all over the city doing the payphone business. I worked for 4 years. Nothing happened to me. everybody used to just look at me like, here's a guy working. I would wear my telephone thing on my belt, and I was young. I was between the age of 20 and 25, and I was out there, and it was not an inordinate amount of problems. It really wasn't. I mean, did I have a couple of problems? Yeah, I had a couple of people that took some coins from me, but it was not an inordinate amount of problems. It wasn't like, for the amount of time I spent on the street, it wasn't like, oh my God, I can't be here anymore. If anything, it was less than a normal number of problems. I think you have more problems on the Long Island Expressway, cutting people off and people cutting you off. So getting back to the corner. So the corner is just, it's a perfect corner for this. The number of cars coming by, the rent is not high. And again, it just comes back to attitude. I mean, the food is incredible. You have to have, I remember I met a guy once when I was younger, and he said to me that he looked in the New York Times every day for 10 years for a vehicle, for an opportunity. And he did this business and he did that business, he did this business. And he found the payphone business. That's how he found it. He found it in the New York Times. And he's a jerk. I'm not going to tell you this is a good guy, but he's probably has $50 million because he took every penny he made from that business and reinvested it. But the point is, there has to be a vehicle. So the vehicle is El Rey's food. I mean, the food is incredible. We went through the whole Trompo. Hundreds of people came in. We took in plenty of money. The money becomes a tool to do good things. The money becomes a tool to grow. I'm hoping that, it's not just a first day thing, but I don't see why it would be, because it's not like we did any advertising, and it's not like dozens of people came down from the Vegas Pauly C show just to support me. So it was 10 or 12 people from me, and it was hundreds of people from Jose, and it was people who didn't know. People came through the door and were just happy that there was an oasis of good food. Everybody talks about, the food deserts and this, that, and the other thing that occur. So, we're filling a void. It's a good restaurant. It's good food. I'm excited about it. I don't know what day 2 is going to bring. I came home last night, and like I said, I didn't lift a finger. I didn't serve a customer. I said a lot of, hey, how are yous? And I've never been so tired in my entire life. I barely made it to the bed. And I collapsed with all my clothes on, and I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning with a great attitude. And now the thing that's in my mind, of course, is like, what am I going to do about the casinos? What am I going to do about my whole life, my whole social media is based on that. And now I'm totally being pulled in this direction. And it's like hard to even think about what my entire career is based on, which is difficult. But I don't even know if I got the points across that I wanted to get across, because I'm just all over the place. And this was the fastest 13 minutes in the history of my life. I just would like to say really a heartfelt thank you to El Rey de los Tacos and his entire family, his wife, his kids, his brother, his cousins. Everybody was there. And everybody worked their tuchus off. Jose the Taco Guy. I mean, you guys know that if you watch the show, if you've been watching Jose the Taco Guy for the last 18 months, if you're paying attention, I don't think there's a more humble human being on this planet. And he's just default humble. He's default, what can I do for you? He's default, don't give me that, I don't want anything. He's default, I don't need anything. He's just default, the most humble person I've ever done. He cleaned all day yesterday. All he did was clean and sweep and clean the tables. And he said to me, I feel like I'm back in the Marines. This is like the Marines. I'm back in the Marines. And he was happy. And he knows. And we all know. I know. Jose the Taco Guy knows. El Rey de los Tacos, who suffered for 24 years working for people and was treated like shit, as far as I can tell. He knows that this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And I hope to God, I ask, God or the universe or whoever you believe in as a higher entity to just keep us on the right path, to keep my nonsense under control, to keep my disease, under control. And we move forward. Today's day 2. We're 4440 East Washington. We're right on the corner there. And I just want to say thank you to, everybody who came down, and just be so grateful, really. Vegas, Paulie C.